Yo, what is up, guys? Rudy Guys video here today, and boy oh boy do I got a treat for you guys. But before I say anything, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. But without further ado, we got a Super Bowl game, could be a possible preview. I got the Dolphins and Eagles. Now before I jump into that, I had my conference championship game, and boy oh boy, man, this was a tough one. But at the end of the day, I feel like these games, especially tight games that are narrowed down the window, are usually the best gameplay. So without further ado, man, I got Tua, the team of the week. For those of you guys who are wondering, this is Ultimate Team. Now, I will say this as well. All these cards that you see on my team, George Kittle, Chase Claypool, they're not even the best versions of them. All these cards I've really been earning throughout just me playing the game in general. So no money spent whatsoever. Just letting you guys know, a FYI. But the Dolphins versus the Eagles. The Eagles just lost their first game last night against the Washington Commanders. And, you know, the thing about the Commanders, I'm not going to get too much into detail about that. They are a decent team, okay? They have a top 10, if not top 5 wide receiver in Terry McLaurin. So, congratulations to the Commanders. But anyways, this game right here, this video, I got 2 gameplays for you guys. I got the conference championship and I got the Super Bowl. Could the Dolphins repeat, or could the Dolphins even go to the Super Bowl in real life? Will be remarkable. That'll be like a dream come true. But without further ado, Tua Tagovailoa, Chase Claypool, the newly addition to my squad, Ricky Williams, picked up a few defensive players along the way. Without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is one of my favorite videos I've ever dropped in such a long time. So I'm very excited. Hope you guys have a good one and enjoy. You know what that means when you hear that ESPN, that little countdown song. This is going to be real in the field. What is up, guys? I managed to make it far into the playoffs with this squad. You guys see Cameron Wake, Emmanuel Ogbah, which recently gotten injured, torn tricep. I don't know what happened, but he's pretty much out. But nevertheless, this isn't about him. This is about this Super Bowl run that I've always wanted to do, and I finally have it. And once again, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. So you guys see in the bottom right corner, it says one more win into the Super Bowl. So this is my AFC championship, which is a possibility. The Dolphins and the Raiders, of course, but the Raiders, Derek Carr hasn't been playing up to standard, and Johnson ends up getting a touchdown right there. My boy Douglas ends up getting dotted up there. You know what? Respect to my opponent with Fitzmagic, okay? But you know what? This is the AFC Championship. This is the playoffs right here. We got to get Chase Claypool involved. You guys see him right there. We end up bombing it. Let's see if we can get this touchdown. And yes, we do. Just like that. The Flock Nation. I'm just playing. That was from my Ravens. I got to change that. But Chase Claypool ends up getting the touchdown, doing the jerk. That is old school, man. Do not do that. I'm just playing, of course. But this game is far from being over. It's barely the first quarter, and check out Edwards from the Buccaneers. We end up getting the user pick in the divisional round. Well, it does say it's a divisional, but it isn't because my opponent was also in his playoffs. This is technically my, I don't know, EA, they got to fix that, okay? For some reason, they end up, if I'm in my conference, I'm end up playing a guy in his Super Bowl even, or the wild card. It doesn't matter. But the moment of truth. You guys been waiting for this. Well, no one's been waiting for this, but I've been waiting for this. We're in the Super Bowl, but before we continue that Super Bowl game, we got to collect these rewards. And these rewards, okay, they're decent, but obviously the higher the tier, the more of a level up you will get. You guys see, though, about 15, 16,000 right there. Isn't too much, but it's something we could work with. And check this out, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Miami Dolphins. Of course, if you guys are watching this and you aren't familiar with Ultimate Team, which by all means necessary, isn't a good thing at all to really know a lot about this game mode, because it's pretty bad unless you have a skill. You have to have a skill and a decent team to really get wins. But enough of that. This is the Super Bowl right here. We got to get this win. Tua versus my opponent, I believe, has Michael Vick. Of course, that makes sense because Vick did play with the Philadelphia Eagles. So this does make sense. So it's pretty I'd say coincidental that we got matched up against Michael Vick, but you know what? Nevertheless so. I hope you guys enjoy this day. This game right here could be a candidate, if not the best game I've ever brought on my channel. And it's a clear, just I would say of a lesson to say, hey, you should never quit games. Never quit games, because these games right here are what really makes and breaks you as a Madden player, okay? This does require a lot of skill. Madden does require a lot. So nevertheless though, Jalen Waddle at an 83 overall is still making a lot of plays for me. And yes, a new quarterback will be in town for the next season, so stay tuned for that. And check this out right here. Tua scrambling, trying to get something going on a second, or I think that's second down, right? 2nd and 11. Didn't get nothing much there, but it's 3rd and 10. Defense is playing pretty strong if you ask me. But Tua, though, on the other hand, he's playing decent enough to get the drive going, of course. I'm telling you guys, these teams are pretty crazy, but enough of that. We end up connecting with Mercedes Lewis, I believe. He's a decent tight end, but the reason I picked him up right there is for the simple reason that he can block, decent speed. He's okay. I mean, he's not the best tight end, but he ends up getting the first down right there. And my personnel, as long as I get certain players that match my scheme, I'm able to do something. And Tua ends up getting sacked. That is not what we want to see. Cody York, the Browns kicker, ends up kicking the field goal. Yes, indeed, this is good. And this is, again, this is a very long game. And I actually would say that I enjoyed this game, right? I mean, usually long gameplays mean close games, right? And check this out. Cameron Wake already making his presence. Michael Vick ends up throwing an incompletion. And you know what I asked myself the other day? What could have happened if Michael Vick didn't have that situation when he was with Atlanta? I mean, all that drama that he had outside of the football field, very unfortunate. I mean, I don't know. Would he have stayed with the Falcons? Who knows? Regardless, he's driving downfield, making it look so easy. Defense, we got to get a stop right here. He ends up handing it off to LaShawn McCoy, and McCoy ends up getting stopped. Shady, baby. Who knows Shady McCoy? There was actually something funny that happened with LaShawn McCoy. When he got traded to the when he got traded to the Bills, I think it was Kiko Alonso or something like that happened. I don't know. When he got traded, LaShawn McCoy was a little hurt. He was definitely very hurt, and he actually kind of got, I would say, a little angry, even at Kiko Alonso for getting traded. I mean, isn't that funny? But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Check this out right here. We're up by a field goal. That interception was very crucial. All we have to do is capitalize on each possession. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Tua scrambling, trying to get something going. This is a Super Bowl. Just imagine him in the Super Bowl. It's pretty crazy. That's like a dream come true. I've dreamed these days. These days I've dreamed that Tua makes the Super Bowl, right? I don't know. That's just always my thinking, of course, but anything can happen. I mean, Burrow made the Super Bowl, right? I mean, why can't Tua make the Super Bowl, okay? And Ricky Williams, this is another pickup that I forgot to mention. Or I think I did mention it, but Ricky Williams has become a really big factor into this offense. Unfortunately, with every new season, I'm going to get new players. So Ricky, run. I didn't really feature him too much, but he ends up getting that first down. But that field goal isn't really what we wanted. It's okay. It's not a problem. For the simple reason that, we still got to get a stop, okay? And Jerome Baker, let's go. Defense ends up getting a stop. This Super Bowl has become something that I would say is in the bag at the moment. All we have to do is play smart. Jerome Baker, not the best overall at an 84 overall, but he ends up getting the INT with such a great user speed. But me panicking in the end zone, what am I doing? I end up throwing an INT, forcing it to Jalen Waddle. And no, that is not the way I wanted that drive to go. I end up throwing a pick. Oh my goodness, man, this is not good whatsoever. However, though, defense ends up getting just stomped right there. I mean, Michael Vick, shout out to Vick once again. He's just a phenomenal player. Nothing but respect for anybody, right? And check this out. Run, Ricky, run all the way. Could he go all the way? Ricky Williams, and yes, he can get some yards, but he doesn't get the touchdown. No, that is not that's not what I want. I mean, this guy's defense is pretty stacked, okay? All we have to do is capitalize on each possession. Unfortunately, I'm going to just let this play speak for itself. 180 said hut, Tua snaps it. He ends up getting sacked. And that is a really big mistake that I always tend to do, is that whenever I feel like I have no one open,
I end up trying to force a run. And of course you can't do that because, I mean, you guys see it. The pocket kind of collapses. We get the we get the lead, not the touchdown. We needed the tutty. We didn't get it. And Michael Vick once again just marching down the field, making this look so easy. Oh my goodness. Who is that, man? Carmichael? Whoever that is, yep, that's definitely Carmichael. Like 6'8", playing wide receiver. That's pretty insane. And check this out, man. This is just brutal, man. Defense is just, I can't get nothing going. I mean, I'm trying to blitz. I'm trying to bring some pressure, and there's just nothing there. So just like that, we're in the fourth quarter. All I can really say is this has been a pretty dope game for me to even play in. I mean, the Super Bowl, the Dolphins and Eagles, that's a very interesting way to make this one my first Super Bowl ever. And check this out. Just like that, the touchdown is so easy for my opponent. I mean, at the 1 yard line, you know, the thing about 1 yard line stops is that you have to really run commit. Even if it's a pass, I think run committing is the best thing you could do. And what am I doing? Derwin James ends up getting the INT, and just like that, I think the game's over, man. I think the game's over. I'm just playing, of course. No game is over till the clock hits 0. Stay tuned, okay? This game is far from being over. Remember, that mentality of quitting too early is something that a lot of people tend to do. I don't quit early, okay? So even though I threw that pick 6, even though I threw a pick to Derwin James, I'm not just going to quit. You cannot quit, guys. You got to have that little drive in you. You got to have that little pump and say, you know what? Even if I were to give up a field goal right here, or of course, for any reason, of course, giving up a touchdown, you got to find ways to score a touchdown. You got to find ways to keep yourself in the game. And Ricky Williams, look at that, man. That stiff arm was pretty deadly. Nevertheless, though, this game is not over. It's technically a 2-possession game. We got our 3 timeouts. I have yet to really blitz heavy. And check this out right here. George Kittle, let's go. He ends up getting the catch. And keep this in mind, that's not the best George Kittle. That's only an 86 overall. So for him to make a catch like that, let's go, man. That's what we need. Let's freaking go. We got that Tom Brady blood in us. And just like that, George Kittle ends up scoring the touchdown. This game is not over, okay? Eagle fans, you guys might be happy, even though this isn't the real Eagles team. It's just a theme team, I would say. But you know what? We end up getting the TD. Let's go. We got an opportunity right now, and check out Michael Vick. Ends up getting stopped before the first down. I think that was Kyle Pitts. And Pitts is by all means necessary one of the best, if not the fastest tight ends. If you know how to utilize him in your offense, you could do some pretty deadly damage, okay? But you know what? Right here, 3 timeouts left. All we have to do is get a stop. LaShawn McCoy ends up getting the handoff, and let's go. Jerome Baker, along with Cameron Wake, the new addition to my squad, ends up getting the stop. So you would think to yourself right now, okay, my opponent is down by a field goal. What do I have to do? Do I punt it or do I go for it? Michael Vick, what are we doing? I mean, is Andy Reid out there in coaching with the Eagles back in the day? If anybody knows Andy Reid, you would know he played or coached for the Philadelphia Eagles. And just like that, Edwards, that user safety. See, I had to adjust myself to that, because otherwise, I don't know if LaShawn McCoy might have gotten an 80-yard touchdown, a first down. But just like that, we end up getting the stop. All we have to do is play smart. Get the touchdown, get the first down, whatever it is. Tua running outside. Let's go. We end up getting the first down. The clock is ticking though. The clock is ticking down. We got to play smart. All we have to do is make sure we put our brain instead of our heart. Do not play aggressive no more. We got to play smart. And me not taking that touchdown, a lot of you guys might have been like, no, why did you get it? The reason why I did not score that touchdown in particular is for the simple reason that I know if I gave him some time, he would have done some crazy stuff. I've dealt with a lot of BS, okay? If that's one thing I learned about Madden, I learned that BS is a big factor into this. However, though, we wasted my opponent's timeouts. The moment we've been waiting for the Miami Dolphins to win the Super Bowl. All we have to do is send out Cody York, and let's go. We end up getting the W just like that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Nothing but hype. Let's go, man. This is a Super Bowl victory for Tua Tagovailoa. Oh my goodness, I'm speechless. I'm just speechless. I can't say nothing. I'm just playing now, of course. We end up getting the W. Shout out to my opponent. Run, Ricky, run. Just tears falling. That's all I see falling right now. I mean, Michael Vick put up a good game. My opponent had his squad. My squad gets some good plays. Jerome Baker, I think he deserves to be definitely defensive player or MVP candidate. But unfortunately, my game did freeze, so I don't even know if they announced the MVP for the Super Bowl. But nevertheless, though, this was a W for Tua. The game does freeze. I guess it couldn't handle it. I don't know what it was. Thank you guys very much for watching. This has been an enjoyable series, and stay tuned for the next episode. New quarterback in town, along with some new players. And as always, peace out and have a great day.